Hey, what's up? Hello, my name's Alexis, and welcome to today's video where we're going to be tier ranking Avatar: The Last Airbender characters. I got on my little Avatar t-shirt and I am ready to do this. Full disclaimer, this is going to be a tier ranking based on how much I personally like the character. Not going to be about power. It's going to be purely based on how much I like them. And I openly invite you guys to tell me who your favorite characters and least favorite characters are. Just try to be kind in the comments. So let me explain the little layout that we got going on here. So I have S for top tier, then A, B, C, and D at the bottom tier. So for the characters, I have, the main characters, and then I have Azula's little posse, and then I have the love interest, even if the love interests were very minimal. Then I have the animals, and then I have the parents, and then I have the avatars, the teachers, and the ops. So, and if you catch me looking over this way, it's because I have a list of like some notes that I wrote for all of these characters, so just bear with me. But let's go ahead and get this started. We're starting with the top row here. First off, we have Aang. And obviously Aang has to go at S tier. I mean, it's Aang. Other than just being the main character and being Aang, he's super funny, he's smart, he's determined, and obviously he's powerful. So he has to go to S tier. Next we have Katara, and I will say I despised Katara whenever I first watched the series, like whenever they were coming out on Nickelodeon. I really did not like her, but as I grew up and I continuously rewatched the series, I'm like, Katara is someone I can get behind. She was just forced to grow up too fast, and she's just trying to do her best, and that's what I found the most annoying about her when I was younger. But now, being older, I get it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put her after Aang. I will also be ranking them within their individual ranks. So next we have Sokka. I'm probably just gonna put all the main characters right here because they're amazing main characters. He's hilarious, cunning, and of course determined. Next we have Toph, which Toph was my favorite character for the longest time. When I was younger, I was obsessed with Toph. I literally remember telling myself, I'm going to name my daughter Toph. I'm not going to do that anymore. But that's how much I loved her. So I'm gonna put her ahead of Katara just because, I love her. I mean, she's a little blind girl that is one of the most powerful earthbenders. So next we have Zuko, who has such amazing character development in this show. He's super arrogant in the beginning, but he improves along the way. We see all his faults and his determination to grow and just become the best person he can be, and it just turns out that it wasn't what he originally thought, and he changes that, which I love that. I completely love his whole entire storyline. So I'm gonna go ahead and put him, oh gosh, it's already getting hard. I'll go ahead and put him after Sokka. Next we have Uncle Iroh. I adore Uncle Iroh. He's amazing. He puts up with all of Zuko's shit. So obviously he's gonna go in S tier. He's smart, funny, joyful, and of course powerful. I mean, all these people are powerful. Sokka's powerful in his own right. I love all his insights and just trying to make Zuko the best he can be. Like, he was there for him every step of the way, even when Zuko basically betrayed him, turned his back on him. Next, we have Azula. Azula is now my favorite character. I adore Azula. She's a bitch. She's supposed to be like one of the main villains, but you know what? I don't care. She's very determined, very powerful, and I absolutely loved her undoing, like her losing her shit at the end of the series. Same, girls. I'm at that point. So I love Azula. She is my favorite character. So she's going right here. She's an amazing villain character. Protagonist, antagonist. Protagonist is the main character. Aang's the protagonist, right? So she's the antagonist. Next we have Ty Lee, which is Azula's partner person thing. I'm gonna put her at B, just because she's ditzy, cute, and strong again for even though she's not a bender, but she could still do a lot of damage, and she proves that again and again throughout the series. But then we have May, and I love May. She's going at A. I just love her personality. I relate to that a lot more. She's my favorite side character for sure, and I just absolutely love her personality. And whenever she goes, she says, "I love Zuko more than I fear you," to Azula at the Boiling Rock. Oh my god. That was just amazing. I just loved it so much. So we're kind of transitioning into the love interest. So now we have Suki, which was Sokka's main love interest. And Suki is just a badass bitch. She's smart and strong, a great leader and caring, and she put Sokka in his place for real, for real. So she's gonna go ahead and go an A. I'm gonna put her above May just because she has more screen time. She does a lot more. So we're going to put her above May. Then we have Princess Yue, Sokka's first main love interest. Gonna put her at A as well. She's the moon. She's literally the moon, and I love the moon. And she literally sacrificed herself for the moon spirit. That's pretty slay. You know what? I'm gonna put her above May, even though I love May. Freaking sacrificing herself to become the moon spirit. Oh my god. And then I love how like throughout the entire series she just like randomly pops up, and like Sokka randomly mentions her with the moon and things. I love that throughout the whole series. Next we have Haru, which was Katara's little love interest. He didn't really stand out to me as much. I'm not gonna put him at C, I'll put him at B. He was thoughtful and idealistic. He kind of reminds me of a tree hugger, which is fitting because he's an earthbender. Next we have Jin, which is a tiny little side love character interest for Zuko whenever he's in Ba Sing Se. And I'll put her at B. No, even though Zuko was like super like emo during the whole Ba Sing Se thing, she like took him out of his comfort zone and showed him around and just didn't care. That was like just so sweet to me. Next we have Jet. I'm putting Jet at C for real. He's just so aggravating, and I understand that, you know, he was doing what he thought was best, and towards the end of his showing, he changed a bit, but he was still there. He was like too obsessive. And then I really loved at the end of the series where they did like that play to recap the entirety of the series, the reaction of like the main group to his death was so funny. Next we have Mang. I hated Mang. She wasn't really technically a love interest. Like, she had a crush on Aang, and it was made very apparent, just not to Aang. But she was just super freaking annoying that whole episode. And then she called Katara a floozy. Bish, you're a floozy. Shut up. So she's staying at D right there. Next we have Anji, which is again Aang's little tiny side character love interest. It wasn't really a love interest, it was mostly like friendship. But whatever. I'm gonna put her at B. It was just cute. Next we're going into the Aminos. Starting off with Appa, who is obviously gonna go at S tier. And then Momo at S tier. I mean, they're Appa and Momo. They belong there. And God, Appa's lost days, it makes me cry every single time. Oh my god, I got like chills from it thinking about it. Next we have Bosco, which is the Earth King's pet bear, which I'm just gonna put at D, just because, you know, he was just a pet bear. I don't know. I don't even know why he's on this list, honestly, but you know, he's there. I'm gonna put him before Ming though, because I absolutely despise her. Next we have Washington, which is the spirit animal of the library in the desert where they lost Appa. And I will say, him coming around the bookshelves whenever he was trying to chase the team out, and his neck was like super elongated coming around, That shit terrifies me. And I understand why he no longer wants to help the humans because they were kind of assholes. So I'm just gonna put him above Jet. And next we have Ko, which was just a creepy little fucker. I don't at all remember what he said to Aang or anything, but I'm gonna put him right here because I like him. So the next little batch is the parental figures. First we have Hakoda, which is Katara and Sokka's dad. I'm gonna put him at B. Next we have Kaya, I think it's Kaya, which is Katara and Sokka's mom. We don't see her often because obviously she's not alive anymore. Just because, you know, she's not relevant as much. We don't see her as much. I'm gonna put her at B. Next we have Kana, or Gran, which is Sokka's and Katara's grandmother. She's just like kind of there. So I'm gonna put her above Kaya. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this just because I feel like having this random little dude before characters is kind of funny. Next we have Ursa, which is Zuko's mom. Again, we don't see her as much because she's dead before the series starts. I'm gonna put her above Kaya. Then we have Fire Lord Ozai, which is Zuko and Azula's dad. He's like the big bad wolf in the whole entire series. Anyway, he's a dick, but he's a badass fighter, so I'm gonna put him at C. Fire Lord Ozai, I'm actually put at D, just because like he's just a dick. And since he's older, we don't really get to see him much. So he also, wait, I just remembered Fire Lord Ozai, the one that burned Zuko. So you know what, we're gonna move him. Next we have Gyatso, which is Aang's father figure. Put him at A. He basically raised Aang, and Aang is a pretty great guy, so I gotta say, he was probably pretty amazing. So next we're going to go into the previous 4 avatars before Aang, and first up is Avatar Roku, which was the Fire Nation avatar. He helps Aang the most throughout the whole entire series, so we see him the most. So he's a pretty amazing guy. I'm gonna put him right here at A. Next we have Avatar Kyoshi. We don't see her as much as Roku. I loved her confession to basically killing Chin the Conqueror. And then other than that, she just seemed like a badass avatar. So we're gonna put her at the end of A. Next we have the next 2 avatars, which is the water avatar and the air avatar, which is Avatar Kurok and Yang-Chen. I think we get like a snippet of them, but we don't see much, so I'm just gonna put them both at C. Next we have basically the failed teachers. First we have Paku, which is technically Katara and Sokka's grandfather. He's the waterbending master in the Northern Water Tribe, but he's just a dick. So he's going at D for dick. Like, just because you found out that Katara is your long lost granddaughter and you change up doesn't mean you get a pass. Next we have Zhang, which I think Zhang was just so funny to me. I'm gonna put him at C. He was Aang's first firebending teacher, and he was a bit rough, but I really enjoyed his voice. Next we have Guru Pathik. He's the one that kind of helps Aang go into the Avatar spirit, what is it called? And then also he helped Appa whenever he was lost, and I thought that was really sweet. So I'm gonna go ahead and put him at the end of A. Next we have Hama. And Hama is the creepy old lady that taught Katara how to bloodbend. And you know what? I liked her. I liked her quite a bit. I'm gonna put her right there. That shit was like pretty badass, I'm not gonna lie. Next we have Piando. I don't know how to say his name, but Sokka's sword master teacher dude. He was pretty cool. I'll put him at the end of A. Next we have the Earth Nation group of people. I didn't really know how else to group them. So we're starting it off with King Bumi. He's a silly little fellow, but honestly, he pissed me off when he just wouldn't tell Aang and the rest of them that he was King Bumi, Aang's long lost friend. So yeah, that pretty pissed me off. I'm gonna put him at the top of B. Next, we have the Earth King. How he let all this shit happen in his own kingdom, in his own palace, I mean. Like, you an idiot. For real. Next, we have Fong, which is the person that first helped try to get Aang into his avatar state. He's a dick, so yeah. He's not actively like against them. Next, we have the Boulder, which he ain't the strongest earthbender, so you know what? He's going right there. Next, we have the Mechanist. I don't think he has a name, but he was a very useful inventor, but he wasn't very forthcoming. So I'm gonna just put him over here. Next, we have Teo, the Mechanist's son. I'm gonna put him at the end of A. Next, we have Hu and Du, which are the little swamp bending people. I'm gonna put them right here, right there, because I really like their accents. Next, we have Jet's little freedom fighters, starting off with Longshot. I really enjoyed Longshot or anything. I'm gonna put him at the end of A. Next, we have Smeller B, which annoyed me a lot. So I'm putting her at the end of B. Next, we have the Pipsqueak and the Duke. I feel like they didn't really do anything, so I'm gonna do that right there. Next, we have the Cabbage Man, which, come on, he's a classic. So I'm gonna put him at A. You know what? I'm gonna move this dude. I'm gonna move this dude right there. Sorry, I'm gonna move him again. Next category you have is the Ops. Starting off with June. Basically, she's Goth Mommy. I'm gonna put her up after Zhang Zhang. Next, we have Long Fang, aka Lame Fang. He was pretty smart for getting like the Dai Li to become corrupt and against the the Earth King, but ultimately he lost them to Azula. So next we have Zhao, which is basically everybody's opposition, like Aang and his team, and then Zuko and Uncle Iroh. So I'm gonna put him right here. Even though like he was a big main opposition, I like him better than these fuckers. Next, we have the Warden. We only see him a couple times in those few episodes, but he was a pretty big dick, so I'm gonna put him above this dude. I forgot his name already. Next, we have Combustion Man, and I'm gonna say his bending, his combustion bending is pretty freaking cool. I'm gonna put him in C. Next, we have Yanra. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. He was the leader of the Southern Raiders that took Katara's mom away, basically. He's a pretty big dick. Whenever Katara had him cornered, the dude offered his own mother in return. Like, what the fuck? So I'm gonna put him above Mang just because I fucking hate Mang. And last but not least, the biggest opposition of them all is Jodie. Oh, what if I just put her right here? I'm gonna put her in A, dude. I'm gonna put her in A. She's just so funny. I don't know why. No, I can't actually put her there. That'll be fucked up. I'm gonna put her there at B. Let's do a quick little rundown here. So at S tier, we have Aang, Azula, Toph, Katara, Sokka, Zuko, Uncle Iroh, Appa, and Momo. In A tier, we have Avatar Roku, Suki, Princess Yue, Mei, Monkey Atsu, Avatar Kyoshi, Guru Pathi, Sokka Swordmaster, and the Cabbage Man. In B, we have King Bumi, Hu and Du, Hakoda, the Mechanist, Hama, Ty Lee, Haru, Gran, the Mechanist's son, Longshot, Zuko's mom, and Katara's mom, Ko, Jodie, Jin, Anji, and Smeller B. Why did I put Zhang here? I moved Zhang to B. In C, we have June, Combustion Man, Pipsqueak, and the Duke. These two Avatar characters, which I already forgot. Washington, Jet, Firelord, Ozai, and the Boulder. And at D, my least favorite characters is the Earth King, Long Fang, Zhao, Paku, the Warden. I forgot his name already. Firelord. What's his name again? Firelord Azulon. The Bear. Forgot his name already. And Mang. Freaking floozy. So that is my tier ranking for Avatar: The Last Airbender characters. If Thank you. If you made it to this point, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. So next Tuesday, I'm going to be tier ranking the Legend of Korra characters. So if you're interested in seeing that, make sure to subscribe and have video post notifications on. But that is going to be it for today's video. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like. Let me know down in the comments some of your favorite and least favorite characters in Avatar: The Last Airbending. And also subscribe if you're new.